Listen, I'm about to tell you something that's going to make you uncomfortable, and you're probably going to deny it at first, but by the end of this video, you'll realize I'm talking about your relationship right now. Most men are completely blind to this. They're so busy chasing, so busy proving themselves, so busy trying to win her over that they miss what's happening right in front of them. She's already yours. She's already invested. She's already in deeper than you are. And here's what nobody tells you: that imbalance, it's a ticking time bomb because there's a psychological breaking point that happens when someone loves you more than you love them back. And when she hits it, everything falls apart. Stay with me because sign number 4 is going to shock you. It's the one sign that most men completely misinterpret. They think it means one thing, but psychologically it reveals something far deeper and far more dangerous. I'm going to show you 7 psychological signs that prove she loves you more than you love her. Each one backed by behavioral science, each one happening in relationships right now. And I need you to be honest with yourself as we go through these, because the cost of ignoring this is higher than you think. Let's start with something you've probably noticed but never questioned. Sign number 1, she initiates way more than you do. And I don't just mean occasionally, I mean constantly. Picture this. You wake up and there's already a good morning text waiting. You finish, she's checking in, you post something online, she's the first to react. You go silent for a few hours, she's the one breaking that silence. Now, here's what you're probably thinking. That's just how she is. She's more communicative. Wrong. And what I'm about to tell you in sign number 2 will completely change how you see her behavior. Here's what's actually happening psychologically. When someone invests more effort into maintaining connection, they're revealing where the power balance sits, and it's not with them. This is called relational maintenance, asymmetry in psychology. She's doing the heavy lifting because she's afraid of what happens if she stops. She's afraid of losing contact. She's afraid you'll forget about her. She's afraid the moment she pulls back, you won't even notice. You don't have that fear. You're secure. You know she's not going anywhere, but she doesn't have that same security. And that imbalance, it's eating at her every single day because deep down she knows she's chasing something you're not running after with the same intensity. But here's where it gets really interesting. Sign number 2 reveals the hidden anxiety she's carrying that you can't see. Sign number 2, she overanalyzes everything you do. And I mean everything. You take 20 minutes to reply. She's running through scenarios in her head. You don't react to her story. She's checking if you saw it multiple times. You mention another girl's name casually. She's filing that away in a mental database. You say, "We'll see." Instead of yes, she's dissecting what that really means. Now, you might be thinking this is just insecurity, but what if I told you there's a specific psychological term for this behavior, and it's directly linked to how much someone has emotionally invested in you? This is classic anxious attachment behavior. When someone loves harder, they monitor more, they read between every line, they search for reassurance in every interaction. Here's the brutal truth. You're living your life, she's living in her head trying to decode yours, and here's the part that's going to sound harsh. The less you react to her anxiety, the more she spirals. Not because you're cruel, but because your calmness is proof that you're not as emotionally dependent as she is. You're not checking her messages twice. You're not wondering who she's with. You're not losing sleep over her tone. That's the imbalance, and it's driving her insane. But wait until you see sign number 3. This is where her behavior starts becoming almost desperate, and most men have no idea it's even happening. Sign number 3, she's constantly trying to lock you down. What are we? Where is this going? Do you see a future with me? She's asking questions you're not asking. She's pushing for clarity, commitment, labels. And here's what's wild. You might have only been dating for a few months, but she's already trying to define the relationship. Why? Because she's already decided. She already knows what she wants. You. But you're still evaluating. You're still living in the moment. You're not in a rush. And here's the psychological truth that's going to blow your mind. There's actual research showing that the person who brings up commitment first is statistically more invested. It's not even close. This is called relational ambiguity. Anxiety. She needs certainty because her investment is higher. The unknown is torture when you've already mentally committed. And the longer you stay unbothered by ambiguity, the more it confirms her deepest fear that she cares more, that she's Alan, while you're still keeping one foot out the door. That lack of control, it's psychological torture for someone who's already decided you're the one. Now, sign number 4 is the one most men completely miss, and it's actually the most revealing sign of all. Stay with me because this changes everything. Sign number 4, she changes for you without you asking. Let me paint the picture. She starts listening to music you like, watching shows you recommend, showing interest in your hobbies. Maybe she starts going to the gym because you go to the gym. Maybe she changes her schedule to match yours. Maybe she even starts dressing differently. Small things, big things, things you never asked for. Now, here's where this gets dark. This behavior has a name in psychology, and when you understand what it really means, you'll never see her the same way again. This is called identity accommodation. When someone loves you more, they mold themselves around your world. They want to fit. They want to become undeniable in your life. She's basically shape-shifting to become your perfect match. You're not doing that. You're still fully yourself. You haven't shifted your life to orbit hers. You haven't changed your interests. You haven't rearranged your world. That's not coldness. That's just evidence of where the emotional investment lies. And she feels it every time she's the one bending, every time she's the one adjusting, every time she's the one compromising. It reminds her she's more invested. And it's maddening. But hold on, because sign number 5 is where the imbalance becomes impossible to ignore. Even she can't hide it anymore. Sign number 5, she gets jealous, but you don't. Another girl texts you. She's watching your face. She's listening to your tone. You mention a coworker. She's asking follow-up questions. You're out with friends. She wants details. Who was there? Was Sarah there? Oh, I don't think you've mentioned Sarah before. Meanwhile, you barely flinch when other guys are around her. You trust her. Or more accurately, you're just not that worried. She could be texting someone else right now, and you'd probably check your phone after finishing this video. Now, here's the psychology behind this that most people don't understand. Jealousy isn't really about insecurity. It's about something much deeper. It's about perceived risk. The more you have to lose, the more threatened you feel. She's jealous because losing you would wreck her. It would devastate her. Her entire emotional world would collapse. You're calm because honestly, you'd recover. You'd be sad, sure, but you'd move on. That asymmetry is screaming at her every single day, and no matter how much she tries to play it cool, the fear leaks through. Before we get to the last 2 signs, I need you to do something. Hit that like button right now, because what's coming in, sign number 6, is the most painful one. This is where the imbalance becomes undeniable. And if you're seeing this sign in your relationship, you need to pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you. Sign number 6. She's always the one apologizing first. Think about your last fight, your last argument, your last moment of tension. Who reached out first? Who softened first? Who tried to fix it first? Her. Every single time after a fight, you can sit with the silence. You can go days without talking. You can wait it out. You're not losing sleep over unresolved tension. But she is. She's staring at her phone. She's typing and deleting messages. She's running through every possible outcome. Now, you might think this means she's just more mature or more emotionally intelligent, but let me tell you what's really happening here psychologically. She's not apologizing because she's wrong. She's apologizing because the pain of distance is worse for her than the pain of swallowing her pride. That's not maturity, that's dependency. She loves you more, and that love makes the distance unbearable. So she breaks first, and every time she does, it reinforces the imbalance. You learn that you can wait. You learn that she'll always come back. You learn that the relationship will survive without you lifting a finger. She knows she's the one who can't walk away, and deep down, that terrifies her. Now, here's the final sign, and this one is going to hit different because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Sign number 7. She talks about the future. You talk about the present. She's planning trips, talking about where you'll live, imagining holidays, anniversaries, big milestones. She's already picked out baby names in her head. When we get married, when we move in together, when we're older, you're focused on today, this week, maybe next month if you're planning ahead. She brings up a vacation 6 months from now, and you're like, yeah, maybe. Let's see how things go. And here's what that phrase, let's see how things go, really means psychologically. Most people have no idea, but it's actually revealing everything about the power dynamic. This is the ultimate tell. When someone loves you more, they've already written the next 10 chapters. They've cast you as the lead in their future. They've made decisions about a life you haven't even committed to yet, but you haven't cast her yet. You're still auditioning, still deciding, still keeping your options mentally open, and she can feel that every time she brings up tomorrow and you bring it back to today, the gap becomes clearer. She's building a future around you, and you're just enjoying the ride. That realization, it's driving her insane. So, here's the truth, and this is where things get serious. If you're seeing most or all of these signs, you're in the power position. She's more invested, she's more attached, she loves you more than you love her, and that dynamic, whether you realize it or not, is affecting everything. How she acts, how she reacts, how she treats you, how she treats herself. But here's what nobody tells you about this situation, and this is critical. This imbalance won't last forever. There's a breaking point. Psychologists call it relational burnout. It's when someone who's been overinvesting finally hits empty. And when that happens, something changes in her, something fundamental. She doesn't fight anymore. She doesn't ask questions anymore. She doesn't initiate anymore. She becomes calm, almost too calm. And men always mistake this for her finally being chill. But it's not that. It's withdrawal. It's her heart protecting itself. It's the beginning of the end. Now, what you do with this information is up to you. You can take it for granted. You can let it continue. You can assume it'll always be this way, or you can recognize it and decide if you want to meet her where she is, decide if you want to invest back, decide if this woman who's giving you everything deserves the same energy in return. Because here's the final truth. That imbalance will eventually correct itself. Either you'll step up and match her investment, or she'll pull back to protect herself. And when that happens, when she finally detaches, you'll finally feel what she's been feeling all along, the pain of loving someone more than they love you back. And by then, it might be too late. If this video opened your eyes, drop a comment with the word "thank you" so I know you're paying attention, and hit that subscribe button because you don't want to